Okay, this is the regular session, Board of Commissioners, November 4th, 2019. I'll ask that everybody put themselves on mute, and we'll stand and salute the flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now call the meeting to order. Will you please call the roll?
Mayor Mancini.
Here.
Commissioner Bayard.
Here.
Commissioner Lattanzi is absent.
Okay, would you please read the sunshine notice?
Notice of the time and place of this meeting has been posted in the office of the municipal clerk, published by the Beach Haven Times on December 6, 2018, and the Asbury Park Press on December 10, 2018, and filed with the municipal clerk.
Thank you. I'll ask for a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes of the previous meeting and to approve the same as recorded in the minute book.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Bayard.
Yes.
Mayor Mancini.
Yes. We'll move on to the agenda portion of the meeting. We'll start with ordinances and public hearings.
Second reading ordinance 19-24C. An ordinance amending the ordinance entitled Code of the Township of Long Beach, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, 1997, in chapters 51 and 82 pertaining to beaches. Passed on first reading at a regular meeting held on October 7th, 2019, and advertised in the Beach Haven Times issue of October 10th, 2019.
Thank you. I'll open this to the public for any comment. Hearing and seeing none, we'll close the public hearing. I'll ask for a motion to adopt ordinance 19-24C on second reading. Excuse me.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Bayard.
Yes.
Mayor Mancini.
Yes.
Second reading ordinance 19-25C. An ordinance amending an ordinance entitled Code of the Township of Long Beach, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, 1997, as the same in Chapter 64, which pertains to certificates of occupancy. Passed on first reading at a regular meeting held on October 7th, 2019, and advertised in the Beach Haven Times issue of October 10th, 2019.
Thank you. I'll ask for, I'll open this to the public for any comment. Hearing and seeing none, I'll close the public hearing. I'll ask for a motion to adopt ordinance 19-25C on second reading.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Bayard.
Yes.
Mayor Mancini.
Yes.
Second reading ordinance 19-26C. An ordinance amending an ordinance entitled Code of the Township of Long Beach, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, 1997, as the same in Chapter 94, which pertains to flood damage prevention. Passed on first reading at a regular meeting held on October 7th, 2019, and advertised in the Beach Haven Times issue of October 10th, 2019.
Thank you. I'll open this to the public for comment. Yes.
I'm just wondering what that ordinance is, not familiar with.
This ordinance is on, when you got that one?
Design floor elevation, for living quarters.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is that in your breakaway area of your home, anything that's below base flood elevation, you cannot finish it with anything that's like livable, like bedrooms and stuff. It can be, walls can be insulated in a waterproof insulation like styrofoam, and you can put a waterproof sheetrock system on the wall. No electric or no heating or any of that stuff can be below base flood elevation. So you can sheetrock your walls downstairs, put a ping pong table or whatever. You can't have anybody sleeping down there.
Your heating can't be there?
I'm sorry?
Your heating can't be there?
Your heating can come out of the ceiling and heat it, but you can't have anything under base flood elevation. So that's. Oh, what is your name, ma'am?
Carolyn McCarthy.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other comments? Okay, hearing and seeing nothing further, I'll ask for a motion to adopt ordinance 19-26C on second reading.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Bayard.
Yes.
Mayor Mancini.
Yes.
First reading ordinance 19-27C. An ordinance amending an ordinance entitled Code of the Township of Long Beach, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, 1997, as the same in Chapter 197 pertaining to water payment regulations.
I'll ask for a motion to approve ordinance 19-27C on first reading.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Bayard.
Yes.
Mayor Mancini.
Yes.
First reading ordinance 19-28C. An ordinance ordinance amending an ordinance entitled Code of the Township of Long Beach, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, 1997, as the same in Chapter 205, which pertains to the zoning and regulation of wireless communications inside and outside the borough in the Township of Long Beach.
Thank you. I'll ask for a motion to approve ordinance 19-28C on first reading.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Bayard?
Yes.
Mayor Mancini?
Yes.
First reading ordinance 19-29C. An ordinance amending an ordinance entitled Code of the Township of Long Beach, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, 1997, as the same in Chapter 94 pertaining to flood damage protection.
Thank you. I'll ask for a motion to approve ordinance 19-29C on first reading.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Bayard?
Yes.
Mayor Mancini?
Yes. We'll now move on to adoptions and approvals.
Resolution 19-1104.01. Support Assembly Bill 826 and Senate Bill 1614, which would increase the amount annually credited to the Shore Protection Fund to $50 million. This is for coastal protection projects. Resolution 19-1104.02. Adopt the 2019 multi-jurisdictional all-hazard mitigation plan for Ocean County. Resolution 19-1104.03. Authorize an online auction from November 20th through 27th on www.govdeals.com on pieces, vehicles, and miscellaneous goods. Resolution 19-1104.04, approve various personnel matters.
Thank you. I'll ask for a motion to approve items 7 through 10.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Bayard?
Yes.
Mayor Mancini?
Yes. We'll move on to purchases, contracts, and awards.
Resolution 19-1104.05, approve the continuation of a shared service agreement. This is with Harvey Cedars for trash and recycling collection on William Street. Resolution 19-1104.06, authorize the award of various contracts per bid. This is the purchase and delivery of police uniforms and equipment, and we're going to go to contract with Action Uniform Company, LLC, and Lansman Uniform, LLC. Resolution 19-1104.07, authorize membership renewal in the Ocean County Municipal Joint Insurance Fund, and that's a 3-year agreement. Resolution 19-1104.08A through C, approve various memoranda of understanding for the police department. A is Ocean County Prosecutor's Office for access to various county feeds. B is the U.S. Coast Guard and Barnegat Light for access to various county feeds. And C is the U.S. Coast Guard Sector Delaware Bay for the access to various county feeds.
Thank you. I'll ask for a motion to approve items 11 through 14.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Bayard?
Yes.
Mayor Mancini?
Yes. Move on to financial approvals, please.
Resolution 19-1104.09, approve the corrective action plan for the 2018 annual audit. Resolution 19-1104.10, approve the release of a portion of a performance bond for LUB 40-14, which is block 4.11, lot 1, in the amount of $3,850. Resolution 19-1104.11, approve various changes to water sewer accounts. Resolution 19-1104.12, approve a refund for water service. Resolution 19-1104.13, approve various appropriation transfers. And Resolution 19-1104.14, approve bills and payroll, bills in the amount of $14,688,465.41. Payroll in the amount of $1,443,822.04.
Thank you. I'll ask for a motion to approve items 15 through 20.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Bayard?
Yes.
Mayor Mancini?
Yes. We'll now move on to the administrator's report. Kyle?
I just want to notify everybody, this coming Monday, we'll be honoring LBI veterans. Joni, I think you'll speak on it in a little bit up at the podium. It'll be at noon at our Veterans Park. And Joni will give you guys the details on the day.
Thank you. All right, we'll now do the commissioner's report. Commissioner Baird?
Okay, I only have a couple things. If you have driven past the Custard Hut recently, you'll see that P&A is back. They're putting in a sewer main there. After they get done with that area, they'll be heading south on probably around 90th Street, and then they'll be going all the way down into Beach Haven in various sections and putting in a new sewer main. And then once they get that done, hopefully we'll be able to pave the boulevard at some point in the future. There's dune grass available down at the Public Works Garage. The time and hours and the days is on the website, so you can refer to that. That's all I have.
All right, thanks, Rob. Public announcement, the Long Beach Township 2019 Best Practices Checklist. Governor Murphy issued the 2019 Best Practice Checklist to all New Jersey municipalities. It is a questionnaire that sets standards for local government to assess municipal financial operations. The 2019 checklist included 84 questions pertaining to general and financial management, the annual budget, health insurance, personnel, and public safety. Responses are due by October 30th. Municipal governments must respond to each question and need to meet an established percentage of the checklist items in order to receive their final state aid payment. The Board of Commissioners have reviewed the 2019 checklist submitted by our CFO. Based upon Long Beach Township's completed questionnaire, the township shall receive its final state aid payment. Thank you, Governor Murphy. The next meeting of the Land Use Board will be held on Wednesday, November 13th at 2019 at 7 p.m. at the second floor multipurpose room. Second reading and public hearing for ordinances 19-27C, 28C, and 29C will take place at the public meeting held on December 2nd at 4 p.m. I would just like to bring to everybody's attention that we had one resolution, and we're going to try to find it. I'm sorry, it's adoptions and approvals. It is a resolution. But about 12, 15 years ago, probably 15 years ago, the state of New Jersey approved a 1% millionaire sales tax. Any property over $1 million got assessed $1 million. Excuse me, 1% on the closing amount. The seller had to pay it, the buyer had to pay it. And that money was supposed to go into shore protection. So they set the number at $25 million back in the day, and now that tax now collects $330 million a year. And we're trying to get raised from 25 to 50. So that 1% was put in for our shores, and it's now just flowing into the general treasury. As usual, we're not seeing what something was passed for. So be very, very wary on what you vote for when it has Governor Murphy's name on it. I'm not trying to be partisan, I'm just sick and tired of us paying $330 million and letting $25 million back. Next thing is, tomorrow is Election Day. I see we have Bonnie Picaro in who's running for her 34th year, 35th year. Good job, Bonnie. We have Georgine Hartman here who's not running, but thank you for showing up. And I always have to say, when I need to know something about our school boards, I call one of these two individuals. And I forgot, Eileen Boker's here. She's our newest. I talk to her when I get a hoagie. Go down. So please get out and vote for somebody who's proven and not this baloney with the shiny eggs. So good luck, Bonnie. Okay, I'll now open this to the public. Anybody who would like to say anything, please come on up. Tell us who you are and where you live. Joni?
My phone.
I'm Joni Bacon, Director of Parks and Recreation in Long Beach Township. And as Kyle spoke about the Veterans Day ceremony, I'm going to give you a couple flyers to put around. On next Monday, we have a really nice event planned for Monday at 12 noon. We're working in conjunction with Beach Haven. They're doing theirs earlier in the day. We will do ours at 12 noon. And the welcome will be by Mayor Mancini. And then Richard Mondazzi is the commander of the Barnegat Light Veterans Auxiliary, and he will be the officiant at our ceremony. Right before that time, mayors will be leading us in the national anthem. And then at the end of the ceremony, we're just really fortunate to have two of the kids from the high school, and I think actually the head of the music department at the high school, and they're going to do echo taps. So it should be a real nice ceremony. The wreath will be there from Reynolds, and it should just be a real nice ceremony for it, about a half hour.
This is Veterans Park in the Terrace, so anybody doesn't know where that is.
133rd Street and Delaware Avenue, Beach Haven Terrace, and that's on the flyer, and I'll be getting those around to various places. You know, that's why I want to get some at Goldberg's, maybe build one down there, so people know that they have an option at noon time to come pay homage to our veterans. Thank you very much.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Is this the first time you're doing
No.
this?
Second time. We did one last year.
And one the year before.
Yes, 3 years.
Oh, okay.
Second time I've been handling.
Third time.
Thanks, Joe.
Yep, thank you.
Any other comments?
It's the Bacon family.
Tony Bacon, 5804 Bayview Avenue. I just want to thank you for the work done to completing the plantings around the water plant. It looks great. Thank you.
Thanks, Tony, appreciate it. Ma'am, come on up.
Carolyn McCarthy, 37 West Sandu Lane, 90th Street. I'm here, I'm back again after being here at the August meeting. I don't know if you recall there at the August meeting, I talked about my daughter and grandson getting hit by a car on the boulevard.
Yes, I
July,
know.
July 5th. Well, I'm here to, I ask again for your help in getting an additional light between 82nd Street and 92nd Street. I have talked to the county. I have a letter from the county, which I brought.
Could you share that with us? We never got a copy of that.
Yes,
Thank you.
I brought a copy.
Okay.
I've tried to be in contact with the police department as you instructed me to do, but I'm going to tell you quite honestly, I leave voicemails and I don't get responses.
We've had Neil Rojas, our safety officer, has
Yes.
been down. He's been in contact with the county. You know, if in fact they do put one, it won't be by your street.
Well, it doesn't have to be on my street, but I think
Well,
something between 82nd and
Well, you could,
92nd.
we're going out there doing a survey as how far the existing lights are throughout the township. Now, from your street to the nearest light is 2 blocks.
Yes,
And it's the same with my house, and I instruct my grandkids to walk 2 blocks to the light. That way, there will not be a problem in the future. By popping one another 3 blocks away from you to the north, I don't think is gonna remedy the problem you had, the problem that we all have with our kids, and even when we're walking with them, you gotta walk to a light. You can't put a light every 2 or 3 blocks.
I don't think it's realistic to expect them to walk that extra distance when they have their beach gear.
The extra 2 blocks.
Yes,
Well, I think, well, I differ with you because they would have gotten hit if they had been at a light. That's what we instruct people to do. We can't, you know, we're still doing the study. I haven't seen a letter from the county, but I don't think 2 blocks is that much to walk to safeguard your children. I'm sorry this happened to you, it's very unfortunate. Oh, good, you have this, great. All right.
I still think there is a need for an additional light.
Okay, let us get a hold of the county here, and we'll see what they have to say here.
Yes, I have spoken to them. They've been very nice about it, but they don't make any promise about anything being done.
I think, well, no, it won't be done quickly, the county doesn't do anything. And these cost us, what, a couple $1 million each?
Yeah, the 16 new ones are about $3 million.
So, anyway, thank you.
There is one other thing that I just wanted to say. I wanted to say how much I appreciate the gator service that the township provides to beach, which I use frequently because since the replenishment is done, it's difficult walking in that sand. But I do have, I feel like the gator will not come across the boulevard.
No, they won't,
Why?
because I don't want them to. And they don't have a light.
That's just-
Ma'am, they're free. We did, how many tens of thousands this year? 20,000 this year, we never charged you.
I know, I
And
know.
if you want to go over the dune, you go to the dune or the other side of the boulevard. They don't have a license. We don't have a license, we can't cross a county road. That's why we don't do this. And 20,000 riders got over the dune, 20,000. There's another town in this country that does that for free.
I appreciate it, I really do, but I do have to tell you, since I have to cross the boulevard to get to it, sometimes I wind up waiting an hour before they come and get me.
I can't believe you. Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Yes, I know.
It's not a question, but
No, please.
I was gonna thank you for introducing Bon and Carol, and then if anybody wanted to come over to Spray Deli tonight, we're gonna do a little gathering from 5 to 6:30. If you have any more questions for Bonnie, because we know it's been a competitive position, and it's good for people to want to get elected, and in terms of Bonnie doing the right thing for the taxpayer and trying to make sure that we are very careful with the way that the district is spending the money. I don't think I need to go into it here, but if you'd like to hear more, by all means, you're all invited. We've got some light fare, and we'll be there from 5 until about 6:30. Thanks.
Thank you. Bill, do you want to say something?
Yes, sir. Yeah, hi, I'm Bill Hudson, Springfield, West Washington Avenue, Long Beach Township. Want to thank you for the beaches down our way. They were hit very severely, and the jetties seem to be working very well. A couple of beaches are doing extremely well, so I wanted to thank you very much for that. A nice lady brought up the gators. Steve is in the back, does a great job on those gators. I just wanted to let the lady know one of her drivers is back there. And also the other thing is Bonnie Picaro has been doing a great job for us at the school board. So I did want everybody to know Bonnie is sitting over there. And like Eileen said, we're gonna run a little party for her if you wanna ask any questions of her starting in a couple minutes. Spray Beach Bagel is right across from Buccaneer Motel. She'll be happy to see you there. Thank you very much, man.
Okay. Any other comments? Yes, sir.
John Fiore, 56th Street, Granby. I went to my first school board meeting about 2 years ago, and Tony started dragging me to meetings last year. I've been to about 10 or 12 meetings this past year. I'm really concerned about kids on Long Beach Island. I don't have any children here. I want to keep our school here. And it really concerns me because I read all these things coming out of the state, and they call it consolidation. What they're talking about is regionalization. If we don't get the right people on the school board, and if we don't get the right referendum passed in December, it really concerns me that we'll end up having the state come in here and tell us where our kids are going to go to school. So I really encourage people to go out and vote tomorrow and to take a good look at this referendum, because I think it's a solid way that we can keep kids in school here on this island.
Thank you. But unfortunately, the brouhaha at the Board of Education meetings are from choice students' mommies that don't even live on the island and pay back taxes. So everybody should remember that we only allow 10% choice students, we have 22%. And they're paying $12,500 a year, and Long Beach Township's paying $62,000 per kid. And they're the ones screaming, so enough already. So anyway, nothing else, I'll ask for a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second?
Commissioner Bailar?
Yes.
Mayor Mancini?
Yes. Meeting adjourned, everybody vote tomorrow, vote early and vote often. Vote often.